Welcome back to this week's episode of Why Iowa. And today we're going to talk to you about the Sultan of SWAT, the great Bambino, Babe Ruth, barnstorming across Iowa.
Here in the heartland, this is the working man. These are the fields of dreams of American. No, you can't take that away, 'cause I want to stay here in the heartland. I'm here in the heartland.
After retiring from baseball, Babe Ruth attempted to profit from his name by hosting baseball schools across the country. The concept was short-lived, but one of those schools came to Davenport, Iowa's Municipal Stadium, now known as Modern Woodman Park, in June of 1940. It had been 5 years since Babe Ruth had played Major League Baseball. Promoters brought in additional players and coaches to help work the camps. And there was 2 practices a day, one in the morning that was closed to the public and one in the afternoon that was open to fans. Ruth would assist with the camp, but his largest role was making personal appearances and hitting home runs in exhibitions and sneaking in a few rounds of golf during the day. Throughout the week during the baseball school, exhibition games were held, and Babe Ruth would come in between innings and try to knock a few out of the park. There were definitely more pitches thrown than home runs hit. A carnival atmosphere would take place as players competed in trying to throw a baseball over a 115-foot building across the street. And during one game, fans watched as players tried to catch baseballs dropped from an airplane flying over the field. At the conclusion of the week in Davenport, Iowa, Babe Ruth headed up to Rockwell City, Iowa. Though the town only had a population of 2,300 residents, baseball was king in the area, with the State Legion Baseball Tournament being played in Rockwell City, and the Iowa High School State Baseball Tournament was played just up the road in Manson, Iowa during this era. In front of a crowd of 3,000, Ruth was dressed in Yankee pinstripes, he signed autographs, and he hit home runs. The event concluded with a doubleheader, where the Rockwell City Cubs took on Pomeroy, and the Storm Lake Whitecaps versed Audubon. Babe Ruth would stay in Rockwell City that night at the Bauer Hotel, and he'd get up the next morning and get 18 holes of golf in at the Twin Lakes Golf Club before leaving town. The Great Bambino's baseball schools were short-lived, but for the kids from Iowa who watched the greatest that summer in 1940, the memory lasted a lifetime. As a reminder to all of our Iowa visitors, thanks to our partner Musco Lighting, all Iowa students receive free admission to the Iowa Hall of Pride.
Welcome back to High School Spotlight, where we highlight a high school athlete every week and recognize them for their achievements. This week features Aaron Smith of Waukee. Aaron plays football and runs track for Waukee and had an outstanding season this fall. Smith played defensive back and wide receiver this fall for the Warriors and finished the season being named first team All-State. He also is looking forward to track this season as he didn't get to compete last year because of COVID. Smith is a big name in track in Iowa and is looking to break records this season and get back running at the Blue Oval. Aaron will be attending Yale this fall and plans to run track and also play football. I got a chance to talk to Aaron this week and I asked him who he looks up to, who has impacted him the most at Waukee, and what advice he would give his younger self. This is what he said.
I think about who has impacted me the most at Waukee. I'd probably have to say between 2 people. Miss Savage, who is a social studies teacher at Waukee, and she's really, especially academically, pushed me to do better. She, especially when I first got there, she obviously started me out with assignments and stuff that everybody else in class did, but then she saw something in me and had me strive and push to do assignments and more grasped research assignments to help me broaden my classroom experience and help me further myself as a student. So I'd say that's one of them. The other being Miss Beth Straight, who isn't at Waukee anymore, but she was my counselor when I first got here, and she was really comforting and helpful for me, especially being a new transfer student and not knowing a lot. Just having her as a comfort has really helped me. And then when I look at who I've looked up to, I'd probably say mostly a couple people like my dad. He's always pushed me throughout life to do good in just about everything, whether that's sports, life in general, being a good role model, athletics, whatever. He pushed me to new heights and always to do my best and look the best doing it. Probably another one would be Kobe and Usain Bolt, because just watching them growing up and doing great things, it just pushes you to do even better. And then some advice I'd give to my younger self would probably be just to trust yourself and just take everything in stride, because everything can come at you really hard and a lot at once, but like just taking it one step at a time, it just makes things a lot easier.
Just want to give a big thank you to Aaron for talking to me this week, and we'll see you next week.
The story that I tell about Eddyville was when we went to Eddyville High School, went to the Norway, Iowa tournament. I think it was in 1971 or 72. I don't know what year it was. Norway, Eddyville, Cedar Rapids, Jefferson, Cedar Rapids, Kennedy. The two giants and the two midgets. And the two midgets playing a championship game. And Eddyville beat Norway 2-1. With Mike Boddicker playing third base because he pitched the first game. He couldn't pitch the second game. He played third base. And Eddyville beat Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, and Norway beat Jefferson, and we played in the championship game. And the game of baseball is a game where the size of your school makes no difference.
Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and don't miss an episode of Why Iowa. If you've got a story of a grandparent or somebody who remembers seeing Babe Ruth play in Iowa, be sure and add the comment below. Looking forward to hearing from you.